What's up, everybody? What's going on? Good evening. Good evening. Welcome back to the studio. Well, last week I wasn't in the studio. We are at Big Mike's garage, hanging out, having a good time, getting ready to leave for the Hootenanny. And that's what tonight's all about. We're going to talk about the Hootenanny. Was it worth it? Did we survive? Um, Apparently we did, but barely. And what do I mean barely? You're just going to have to stay tuned. But first, I want to say hello to my friends here in the side chat. Oh, words. Hello, Tiger Ward. It was excellent meeting you and hanging out with you. What's up, HDAV Traveler? Mr. Frogzilla, how are you? John D, hello and welcome. Welcome, welcome. Evil Rick, it was great hanging out with you and seeing you as well and meeting you finally face to face. Let's see. Robert Pacuccio, hello. Good to see you. Thank you for coming in. Let's see. Did I miss Evil Rick? Good to see you too. It's great seeing you and meeting you as well. Let's see. Dallas, what's up, Dallas? Mr. Steve Turner, how are you? Good evening. Dallas, was great hanging out with you again and the missus as always. You know what I mean? Big Mike is here. What's up, Big Mike? 135 was my brother from another mother. We were just, like I was saying, we were at his house last week, trying to hang out and get ready to leave. We left at 4. Frog, you're going to like this. You're going to like this, Frog. We left at 4:20 in the morning. Yep, we left at 4:20. Miss Penny, hello. Jake, what's going on, buddy? Good to see you. DDK in the house. Damn, great riding with you and hanging out with you. Jake, what a surprise having you come up and hang out as well. Well, let's get into it. Day 1, Thursday. What a great time that was. Road trip out there. Hello, Gremlin. You guys know how much I love road trips. It was a great road trip out to West Virginia. We got into Somersville, West Virginia, got into our campsite, got everything all set up. Of course, Drew and Crystal were right next to us. Tweedle and everybody were down the road. And, man, what a great time. It really was. Would I do it again? Absolutely. I will say this. West Virginia does not know how to pave a straight road. And, you know, my hat's off to you, West Virginia, because those were, I'm going to say it. What's up, SNS? Welcome. Thank you very much. But those were by far the best Harley pimp in the house. Best roads I've ever ridden on. Everybody talks about all the time. John from Road Reality, how are you, buddy? You know, everybody talks all the time how great the Tail of Dragon is and how they want to ride that road. And, you know, I'm going to go out there and say it. The Tail is the most overrated and overcrowded road that you'll ever find. Let me say that again. The most overrated and overcrowded road you'll ever find. And that's the truth. You know, because Friday, you know, we got in Thursday night, we hung out at the tractor bar, played some cornhole with everybody, had a great time. Then on Saturday, we got up early and we met up. We all went for this ride. We rode down to the Talon, which is a phenomenal road, hands down 10 times better than a Tail of Dragon. Now, I've never ridden the Tail of Dragon, but I've driven it. Buster, what's going on? Welcome. The Talon is so much better. It was amazing. It was a lot of fun. And then from there, we went down into the New River Gorge. Hopefully, you guys saw the Instagram thing I put up about it. As a matter of fact, let me see if I can bring that up while we're talking about going down into the gorge. I actually was yelling at somebody. Yeah, I actually yelled at somebody. Let me see, bring this right up. Hold on 1 second. Turn on the volume. All right, let me share this screen. Just so everybody can see. what I'm talking about. So here we go. Get out the way! Move! That is so true. Get out the way, move. And I was talking to, of all people, Mr. Drew, aka Hell's on Two Wheels, aka Rolling Throttle, which we nicknamed this Mobbing the Mountain. So if you see the hashtag down below, Mobbing the Mountain, there it is. Oh man. Harley Pip, you are just too much. But yeah, I mean, what a great ride that we rode going down into New River Gorge. Stopped at the bridge on the bottom of the gorge, took some photos, and then we rode out and then got dinner and stuff like that. It was so much fun. It was such a great day. Believe it or not, on that Friday, I put on about Friday and Thursday night and Friday, I put on 125 miles. And then on Saturday, I did another 250 miles. Yep. Put the best boat ass performance. Yep. XAN, hello, how are you? Hey, Grizz, what's going on, man? Good to see you guys here. But yeah, what a great time. Got to hang out. I got to meet Jamin from the Unaffiliated. Good dude. Good to see him. Got to meet Evil Rick. Got to meet Dark Souls. What's up, Salty? Let's see. Hung out with the Bent Rim and his lovely wife. It was awesome to meet her and see him again. Just so many people I got to meet and hang around with. Jake was a surprise. He said he wasn't coming, but the last minute he was a special guest, a surprise. You know, hey, Sam and Susan is here. Got to hang out and ride with Sam and Susan finally. Great people. Great people to ride with. It was a lot of fun. So yeah, you know, Dark Souls is here. What's up, Dark? Yeah, it was great. It was great to meet you and hang out with you. Iron Butterfly, it was always a pleasure to be in your presence. Thank you so much there. You know, let's see, those 2 or 3 kiss your butt curves down close to the bridge. Yeah. Yeah, it was there were some really tight turns and it was a lot of fun. Let's see. Gremlin wants to know, when am I moving south? Never. Never. I'd love to, but I can't. Hey, Low Cowboy Adventures, how are you, sir? Good to see you. Yes, special guests make the world. Yes, they do. You know, but I tell you, what a great time. The benefit was caps and gowns for the high school kids. Such a great time. We did not take part. We, being the group that rode on Saturday, we went and made a donation. But we did not take part in the dice run. We did our own ride, which was led by Rolling Throttle. He did a great job. Mrs. Rolling Throttle did a great job on Friday leading us out and showing us the roads. Yeah. So what a great time. What some great people. There was some hooligan riding going on. You know, nice. There was some hooligan riding going on. There was some relaxed riding going on. There was spirited riding going on, if you want to call that. It's up, Tiger. Got to hang out with Tiger Ward too. You know, great dude. Great dude. A lot of fun. The biker rodeo on Friday was a lot of fun to watch. I did not take part in it. Yeah. Yes, definitely. You know. Yeah, Rolling Throttle got it towards now accepting reservations. There you go. there you go. But what was I saying? I lost track. You know, ah, but what can I say? We did our own ride. We rode 250 miles. We stopped, had lunch, which was great. Uh, we got back to the Lighthouse Resort campground roughly about 6:30. It was a great time. It really was. I had so much fun. Uh, and yeah, I mean, actually, at one point, my brain shut down on Saturday. Yeah, my brain shut down and I just couldn't ride. DDK, Dan had to push me. The old man had to push me up the mountain. And after about 5 or 10 minutes, I did a reboot on the brain and I kicked back into riding form and away we went. Which brings me up to a good point. Talk about riding form. Breaking in the new seat from Corbin. It's getting better and better and better. And I'm loving it, you know. Yeah. Jake says, let's see, where Jake say? Right here. Old man Dan was kicking butt. That he was, you know. Blocking my view. That's funny. Let's see. Anyone have their smoke out details taken care of? Yeah, I'm not going to smoke out. Sorry. So my details are taken care of. Won't be there. 6 events is more than enough for 1 year. Pretty much getting burnt out of events this year. Big pun that was a chicken. Pass the chicken. But yeah, hey, here's a toast to everybody. Hope you had a great weekend. I know I had a phenomenal weekend. I really did. But best roads I've ever been on, ever. I could tell you. If you've never been to West Virginia and you want to ride West Virginia, you even know you want to ride West Virginia, I'm telling you, the best roads I've ever been on, period. Hands down. Period. Exclamation point. Best roads. If, you know, if you don't want to ride good, twisty, windy, mountainous roads, then that's not the place for you. But if you want to get out on some serious twisties and, turns that turn back in on themselves and decreased radius turns and altitude changes and uphill, downhill turns, bank turns, that's where you need to go. Sawhook Dog. Good to see you here. Thank you. Yeah, a few of us had a bug attachment. Yeah. Yeah, I just cleaned up Spaceball today and I did all the required maintenance on it. Jake says, yeah, we rode up an 11% grade. Yeah. Yeah, I got Spaceball all cleaned up and all the maintenance taken care of that on that bike. It overdue, clutch adjustments, check the brakes. They haven't burnt my clutch. I thought I burnt out my clutch, but I didn't. I must have overheated the plates just a little bit and they were starting to slip. But by the time I got home, they were fine. So I'm happy to hear that. So that's some money I don't have to spend right now, money I don't have. But I'm starting to save for clutches for that bike, Brakes and tires on the way for me. Oh, right on. Yeah, you were pushing it with that back tire going home. Yeah, and oil change, he says, to come. Yeah, right on. Let's see. Ours is at Harley taking care of the head gasket. Yeah, yep. That's what I'm talking about. Barely surviving, The Fast Johnny had a head gasket leak, Let's see. Don't remember the bugs. My chocolate covered banana. I was getting ready to ask too. Yeah, right on. So yeah. Oh wow, they also found a broken fin. No kidding. Was that on the jugs or on the head? Let's see. Sasha was fine. Went ripping today. She's still running. So good. Good. Spaceball was running fine when I got home when we left Big Mike's house. I sort of put it through its paces, hard launches, um, high revs, banging some gears to see if I could get that clutch to sleep, and I didn't. So I'm very happy about that. Very, very happy about that. Let's see. I spent most of the Saturday ride in third gear. Once in a while, I hit fourth gear, and sometimes I was down as first gear in some of these turns because they were that tight and that technical. One of the most technical road back. Wow, the back lower jug, second to the last. Wow, wow. What's this? No more brake fluid blew out for me. Oh, no kidding. Wow. Sam, hopefully they're covering that on the warranty for you. Because you didn't drop the bike. That's the only thing that would cause those things to break. Hopefully they're covered on the warranty. Sounds like needs a 120, more like a 128 though. Sam's not fast enough. He needs to be faster. So let's give him a 128 build or a 144 or 146 build, something like that. It's a slow race. Yeah. Well, we're not going to talk about that. I mean, I think it was rigged. That's just me. How can you be in the finals when you put your feet down twice in two separate races? But safe. Yeah. Oh, cool. I'm glad it's covered on there. Do it. Do it. You won't be sad. Trust me, you won't be sad. Yep. Yep. It was rigged. So glad Jake saw it. Would eat my paint. Yeah. Exact. I didn't know you had a brake. Oh, that's right. Yeah. You were leaking brake fluid. That's right. I forgot about that. Yeah, I agree, Dan. I agree completely. I agree completely on that. That's the way it should have been. But what do I know? You know? What do I know? Let's see. Yeah, the fix was in. Yep. Yep. Definitely. But as far as riding West Virginia, definitely want to get back there and do that again. That was so much fun. The roads are very technical, but if you ride your ride, you'll be fine. Doesn't matter what your skill level is like. Uh, if you ride your ride and don't feel you have to keep up with everybody, or don't feel like you're riding it too slow, because if that's your comfort zone, that's your comfort zone. And these are not roads you want to push yourself on. I will say, I did my best to keep up with Drew and Sam, and I will tell you, my riding skill level went up a few notches. Yeah, yeah, long. That is very true. Can he handlebar tassels like the pimpets? Oh man, I believe Penny got a new flag while we were down in Tennessee. Penny got a new flag. No matter what happened. Yep. Yeah, and you know what? Tweedle beat Drew in a race. It was a slow race, but Tweedle won. Proved that he is slower than Rolling Throttle. Yep, he proved he was slower than Rolling Throttle. So, as far as going back, definitely, I so want to go back to West Virginia. I had so much fun. I know I keep saying it. I sound like a broken record, but if you guys have never ridden West Virginia, you need to go. As far as Hootenanny goes, The food vendors were okay. The other vendors were not really motorcycle related. There was someone there sewing patches. So yeah, but that was about it. The raffle prizes were pretty cool. I dug those. I bought a bunch of tickets. We didn't get back in time for the raffle, and you had to be there. Um, yep, you had it. You had to be there. I bought a bunch of tickets. My wife bought a bunch of tickets. And we didn't make it back in time. So you know what? It was a donation, and that's why we went down there is to donate. Look at this. I look like a little devil beard going on. Spread them. Um, yeah. So yeah, I mean, the Hoot Nanny for me was phenomenal. I had a great time. All in all, I can't complain. Uh, the facility where at the Lighthouse Resort, that was phenomenal. Um, the um, the people were from just amazing. People we got to hang out with was amazing. Mike, who runs the Hoot Nanny, lent us his side by side to make it easier for Big Mike to get around. I'd like to thank him for that. He did. That was awesome. He was able to do that. The chocolate banana. See, the chicken went back on the back on the camera. Yeah. This, there were some shenanigans. Some shenanigans did happen. Going around. No, Droop did not show. I did not see Droop one bit. So sorry. I wish he showed. It would have been cool. So much fun. We only wish we had another day to ride. Yes, yes, Sam. I would love to just have another day just to ride out there with you and everybody else again. That was just so much fun. That really was. If I go back next year, I'm going to bring the Road Glide. But I will. Don't get me wrong. I'm not disappointed bringing Spaceballs. As a matter of fact, about halfway through our ride on Saturday, I said, "This is why I built Spaceball for rides like this." And the only thing I'm missing on that is suspension. Uh, so, and I'm waiting on that and waiting on the availability through Suspension Technologies. Apparently, it's still not ready. Um, you know, but that's the only thing missing on that bike that I wish I had on Spaceball for this ride was a decent suspension instead of the garbage that Harley puts on. From what I understand, talking to Mike, they said they had almost 400 bikes registered for the dice run on Saturday, which is awesome. Was a lot of fun. Okay. Drew had to see his family. Right on. Got it. Yeah, okay. But I wish Droop was there. I would have met Droop and could have hung out with him for a change, Great people, great writing. Definitely. We'll definitely be back, Mike. Oh, who knows? I might go back in the wintertime just to hang out. I had so much fun out there. Um, Thanks, Mel. It was Doc's sister for sharing the seat on the side by side for a few minutes. Yeah, right on. It was like downtown Chicago. You've been back at week. Yeah, Spaceball. I when it was tuned, I'm a big fan of D-Cell Pop, and I had him tuned a little bit, a wee bit, right then, just a wee bit. Why aren't you coming in here, Dan? Come on, you got the link. Hey, 701 Travel, how you doing? Welcome. Yeah. So just a wee bit of a D-Cell Pop on Spaceball. which I like. A couple times people thought they were getting shot at. Uh, what's up? 701, you want to know what's up? Chicken's butt when he eats. Every time a chicken eats, butt goes up in the air. If you don't believe me, ask Tweedle. To go around. Yeah, definitely. But I think everybody heard mine, no matter where you were in the pack. Everybody heard mine. A wee bit, my ass. No, it's a wee bit. Doesn't happen all the time. Just most of the time. Let's see, Miss Hannah, Big Mike's wife. Yep, she's a sweetheart. Absolutely. See, Tweety was so far behind, he never heard my bike. Either that or he's deaf. What do you think, Dan? Let's see, I can't hear anymore between the dog and chops. Oh, yeah, that dog. Oh, my God. Oh, that dog. All the dog did was bark, 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 bark. Oh, yeah. It only barks for the first, couple minutes and then it's quiet. Bullshit. Yeah, yeah. The Roland Throttle family really did a great job making sure yes, absolutely. Yep, I was behind Doc. Definitely a follow leader for me. Learning some new skills. I think you know what? I learned some new skills. And yeah. Dan says you were never close enough, Tweedle. Wow. So DDK, are you saying that Tweedle rode so slow he couldn't keep up with us? Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're saying? To get me out of trouble. Yeah, ready to scrape me off the ground. Okay, I'll give him that. I'll give him that. If he was keeping you out of trouble, looking out for my little brother, right on. Let's see. I thought I heard it Spaceballs, but it was my own bike backfiring. Uh, yeah, maybe the dog wants to drive the bike. Oh, you mean ride the bike? Yeah, no comment. Wow. Jamin, how you doing, Jamin? Thanks for joining us. Yeah, Jamin was out with riding with us on Friday. It was awesome. Yeah, I would agree, Tweedle. You were doing more important things. I had no sense trying to stay up with the big dogs. Hey, you rode your own ride, and that's what's important. You rode your own ride. You had a good time. You made it through safely. Uh, but yeah, that's what matters. You make it through. Yeah, definitely was a lot of fun. Definitely was a lot of fun. Uh, Meeting Jamin was cool. It was awesome. Finally we got to meet, hang out a little bit. Gave him a few beers, after day of riding. We celebrated a little bit of hops and barley together, which is not a bad thing. Um, you know, wait, Tweedle's never polite. No, maybe when you first meet him, he tries to be polite, but he's not. Penny or trying to race me, trying to get in front of you. Yeah. Well, actually, Tweedle did, right up alongside the whole group. We got some great photos of everybody on the side. Thank you very much, Tweedle, doing that. That you were able to do that with your Insta360 is grab a lot of those screenshots. I loved it that he did it, and that's one of my new favorite photos. Let's see. Oh wow! I didn't know you had a pinched nerve in your neck, man. Oh, that's right, you did. Oh, I thought it was your knee, but I didn't know we had a pinched nerve too. Wow, wow, wow. Yeah, okay, that makes a lot of sense. Why you weren't really on it, but you're also doing other things too. You know, with rolling throttle. It's okay. In my book, no matter what the rest of you think. Right on, Evil Rick. Yes. Yeah, it was a great time. You should think about coming out next year to West Virginia. Just saying. Throwing that out there. Here's the man who actually had to push me up the mountain for a little bit of a time. Thanks for the push. I appreciate it.
I actually thought you were having bike issues there for a little bit.
Nope. They were personal brain issues. It's up, Noggin. Good to see you here. So, yeah, I mean, literally, such a technical ride that my brain just went into overload and shut down. And then I just couldn't ride anymore for a little bit. And Dan was sitting there behind me trying, thinking, should I pass? Should I not pass? Pushing me along. And if he passed me, I wouldn't care. I wouldn't blame him because I was holding him up. I think we put about anywhere from a quarter mile to a half mile distance between me and Crystal. That's how bad my brain shut down. And then once I did it rebooted and cleared itself, we got right back on it.
Yeah.
And I got to thank Dan for that because there was times that I was like, "Holy cow, I can't even corner. What the hell's going on?"
Yeah, there was one time, we was going up that one mountain where you had a passing lane. I actually was dropped over into it, and I was like, should I go ahead and pass him? And then I was like, no, I can't do that to Doc.
Yeah, you could have, and I wouldn't have blamed you. I mean, really, if I was holding you up, holding anybody up.
Look,
you got a safe face to pass.
Did you see?
What I mean?
Yeah, what Big Mike? Well, Mike, how is the elbow?
Yeah. I'm not gonna put it out there what happened to Mike, but he ended up with some blacktop in his elbow.
Hey, just one of them things. And Penny, I don't want to hear Penny fuss no more about her writing ability. Penny was a rock star. She done exceptionally well. Both days of our riding, she done really well. I was proud of her.
Yeah, and Hannah, Mike's like, all right, we're gonna ride our own ride. We're gonna do our thing, and he says Hannah just took off. And he's like, okay, I guess that's what we're doing.
Yeah, and it was awesome meeting her too. I mean, there was a lot of, and of course, Zach Beat Rim podcast. Yep. Finally met Zach.
Tough shocker.
Yeah, you're right. Saying Penny was a rock star.
Yep. He's headed to Canada. So yeah, I mean, what was your opinion of the West Virginia roads compared to what you normally ride? Are they the same? A little more technical, less technical?
The roads we were on they're a lot like a lot of the stuff that me and Tweedle ride around here where we live. I'm not going to say 100% better, and like they were great roads. What we were riding this past weekend were great roads. It'd be kind of hard to judge what I would think would be the best roads. They were all. I don't think you can say a best road. They were. West Virginia riding is awesome. I've actually done it before. I've rode up around that area where we were riding. I've rode that before. It's worth the trip. I mean, it's if you like getting out on these little twisty hairpin turn 2-lane roads up through the mountains, West Virginia is an awesome place to go ride. And as well as, I mean, there's places around here in East Tennessee that's the same way. Anytime you get an opportunity to go up riding up in the Smokies, you don't have to just be on the main road up in the Smokies. There's tons of roads in the Smokies that you can go ride that are incredible. But that was a lot of fun. I enjoyed myself very much.
Yeah. Now, would you agree with me that when I said that the Talon is a much better road than Tail of the Dragon?
I'm gonna be borderline on that one. It was a great road, but I actually think that you didn't go bounce down and hit the back of the Dragon. I think back of the Dragon is
Right, but I'm just
definitely.
talking the tail because it's an overrated, overcrowded road.
I was getting ready to compare the back of the Dragon to the tail of the Dragon.
Mm-hmm.
To me, back of the Dragon in Virginia is a much better road than tail of the Dragon. It's technical. It's pretty technical. I think it's probably more technical than tail of the Dragon. But what makes it so much better is there's no traffic, and that's one thing I had to admit about like at the Talon when we rode it. There was not a whole lot of traffic. There was some. We had some vehicle traffic when we were on it, but it wasn't horrible.
Yeah.
But it was a lot of fun. Like I said, I love hitting them curvy roads and switchbacks. To me, that's the best riding. That's what I prefer to do.
What's up, Flathead 1930? Welcome to the show. But yeah, I mean, I've never ridden the tail of the Dragon, but I've driven it. And it is one of the most overcrowded and overrated roads out there. It's just very well marketed.
I tell people all the time, if this is on your bucket list, go do it. I've had people that's came in visiting that said they want to do it, and I've gone with them and rode it with them. If it's one of them things that's on your bucket list and you're in town, go do it. But if you're going to do it, my best, my advice to anybody would be try to get a Tuesday or Wednesday or something like that. Go early in the morning. You'll enjoy it a lot more. There'll be a lot less traffic. You won't have the Mini Coopers and the Corvettes, taking up your half of the road when they're coming around the curb because they don't seem to be able to hold a line.
Which is odd because a Mini Cooper is small.
Yeah, but I've seen them come around them curves sideways and the whole ass end of their vehicle be in your, half of your lane.
Oh, that's because they thought the road was closed just for them because
that's the way they seem to always think. So and the Corvettes are worse than they are.
Oh yeah, well, Corvette owners are kind of like I own a Corvette.
Yeah.
If you own a Corvette, I'm sorry, but most Corvette owners that I've seen are very uppity and got their peacock feathers out saying, look at me, I own a Corvette, bow to me, I got the fastest car.
Dallas just made the point. Dallas rode a couple of weeks ago, rode the tail of the Dragon for his first time. And just like you put on there, it's a great road if you're able to have a long time with it. And he's right. If you can catch it when you don't have so much traffic, it is a fun road. But there's also a lot of other fun roads around there. I mean, to me, the Cherahela is probably the best ride that's in that area.
Yep.
Huge elevation swings. The curves on the Cherahela, they're those curves that seems like they just go for a mile. I mean, it's just a curve. It seems like you're curving all the way around the side of a mountain each time you go through one. It's one of those when you get right in the middle of the curve, you're like, my God, is this curve ever going to end? But it's just a pleasant ride.
Oh, so see, there you go. Hook Dog's telling me, hey, easy on the Corvette owner. Sorry.
Well, but Hook Dog, are you one of those guys that gets out on these little twisty roads and can't hold your line and you're taking up half of the other lane when you go around a curve? That's who he's referring to.
So, Tulip Journey just said they just repaved it, the Tail of the Dragon.
Yeah, I've not ridden it since they repaved it. But it wasn't like it was in bad shape anyway. I mean, they generally take pretty good care.
Hook Dog says no, he's not one of those drivers. He
then
knows how to drive.
Then you're good.
See, Mike says awesome riding with you some bitches.
I'm gonna tell you, meeting Mike at TMMR, that was worth the trip to TMMR just to get to meet Mike. And now we've met twice. I just to be honest with you, I like just hanging around, sitting back and sharing stories with Mike and smoking
and lighting up the freshie.
Yep, and smoking on a freshie.
Gotta have the freshie.
Yeah, and Mike's a good dude, and his wife Yeah, Mike outkicked his coverage.
Yeah.
Of course, we all do.
Yep. Well, Hannah is phenomenal. She's awesome.
Yeah,
I love her to death.
I was very, very privileged to get to meet her and get to talk with her some this weekend.
See, he says, right back at you, buddy. Next time I got the freshie.
Wait, he's always got the freshies.
Listen. There are people who like and smoke cigars. They're amateurs when it comes to Mike. I'm sorry. Mike is a full-blown connoisseur, you know?
Like I said, he's a good dude. It was my privilege to get to know him.
Yeah. Hannah's in homework mode right now. Don't want to disturb her.
She has that look of a college professor.
But she's not.
I know. I mean, just to look at her, you're like, she's into her education.
Look at Doc firing shots all over. You know what? That would be interesting, John, if you and Mike sat down and compared cigars and cigar knowledge. That would be interesting because I know a lot of people who smoke cigars that have a lot of knowledge, but when it comes to Mike, they're amateurs. He'll pull out a pile of them and tell you which one's good, which one's phenomenal, which one's bad, and how each one of them will smoke.
Well, John, my humidor only holds 150 cigars, which is probably a small humidor. So yeah, you probably got mine beat.
I saw Mike's humidor last week, and I thought it was a mini fridge. Nope, that was his humidor.
Well, mine would be like a micro mini fridge is kind of what it looks like. Like I said, it'll only hold 150 cigars.
It's not about the size. Are you compensating for something there, John? I'm only teasing, John. You know I love and respect you. Yeah. Put the link up for the TMR.
Damn.
What about my link for the TMMR? Wow. He could hold 2,000 cigars in his humidor. Wow.
Yeah, that's a big humidor.
Yeah. I would meet all the new guys
with the active humidification. Now I actually have to I take care of mine with the Bovida packs to make sure I keep my humidity where I want it.
Yeah.
I don't like to use the water in it. It's too hard to keep it regulated.
Yep.
And we went from a motorcycle show to a cigar show.
Here's the link to my video from TMMR. So if that's what you were asking about, the link for TMMR, there's the link for mine. Dying breed? No, we did not die, apparently.
No, we had no serious issues whatsoever.
No.
Although I will say this. I don't particularly want to play that particular game of tag that we were playing anymore.
Why? It was fun.
Well, it's all fun and games until,
it gets stuck on your bike.
Well, no, it's when it's stuck on your bike and you're sitting there and, three fellas are looking at the front of your bike like, what are you doing?
And I like your response. I got assholes for friends. I'll be honest with you. I did not put it on your bike. If you weren't there and you're curious of what we're referencing, somebody, mainly me, bought a 10.2-inch suction cup love toy that made its rounds starting with Rolling Throttle's truck. And then from there, it went to Spaceball, to the Bronze Chicken Hawk, to God knows who else. It ended up on Dan's. The best part was, apparently, I'm not going to say the person's name, but the person who owns the Bronze Chicken Hawk stuck it to the back of Mike's RV right by the camera.
Yeah, that's what I was just reading. He just put it in there.
And we didn't notice it till we got on 19, and it was on there for about a good 150 miles until we stopped for gas, and I pulled it off. And people at the gas station are looking at me, and I just turned to them with my hand and said, "What?" You know?
Well, it came from Connecticut. We figured it should go back home to Connecticut.
There's a plan for it. It's not done making its rounds yet.
Mike, that's almost as funny as when it got on front of Penny's bike, and she didn't see it until we started going down the road. And it started flopping up.
Once up, you have the link, Harley Pimp. Let me send it to you. Let me send it to you. We're going to bring in the Harley Pimp. All right, Harley Pimp, you got it. You better be in your best Harley Pimp clothes you got.
So he said he was the only one tall enough to get up there.
Yeah, I had to use the ladder to get up there. I'm sure Tweedle had to, just. Well, apparently it got stuck to the door of the cabin right at mouth level of Tweedle. So I don't know if that actually hit him or touched him. But it was brand new. It was never used.
But now, depending on who you're listening to, according to Penny and Crystal,
now I'm gonna show the flag. I saw it and I had to take a picture of it. That was put up at your cabin. Did you see it?
the banner.
Yes.
Yeah, I seen it.
So I'm going to share it here with everybody.
I think it was that was placed at the on the railing of the cabin that we were staying in. And of course we left it there. We didn't mess with it. We left it there for 2 days. We thought
you met some new people with that
we were sitting there, me and Tweedle, I think Nori. I know Penny was sitting on the cooler with her back to that. And it was, I don't remember if it might have been Sunday morning or Saturday morning. No, it might have been Saturday morning because I think I was drinking a cup of coffee and smoking a cigar. And the people walked by and was sitting there talking to us, and Penny forgot that it was there. And she was just talking away. And yeah, they were looking kind of strange at us.
A whole bunch of dudes with that banner.
Four dudes in the cabin with the one lady
with a Southern belle.
Yep.
It said that even looks like you. It's got the same haircut.
What?
Here, let's do this again. Hold on. It's got the same haircut as Dan.
It's got the facial hair.
Yep, yep. And glasses.
and the glasses.
I think that is you.
Little bit of a resemblance.
A little bit. I never thought of you being the upside down pineapple to just about now.
Hey, Tweedle. Petey
See, even
wasn't.
evil Rick agrees with me.
Petey was not drunk. Tweedle.
She was a wee bit inebriated. Hey, he's nice. The fact of putting a pineapple on his.
Okay. Well, first of all, pineapple does not belong on pizza.
Well, if you ask the Hawaiians, it does.
Yeah, they're weird.
There you go. Just dye your beard green, and you're in.
Well, it wouldn't be the first time I've dyed it. I've had it several different colors before, just to aggravate.
It's missing the mustache. Well, yeah, it is. It is, but I think if Dan shaves the mustache, colored his goatee green, it'd be
No. There'll be no shaving of my mustache.
Hey Dave, yeah, things are well. Thanks for popping in, man. Appreciate you. I think that's D-Rod, a guy I used to ride with. I think that's who that is. If not, I'm mistaken. But yeah, hoot name was definitely a hoot.
It was a
And
good time.
yeah, a pineapple upside. Yes, basically it means you're a swinger. The upside down pineapple means you're a swinger. Oh, it is. It is D-Rod, who I used to ride with in the CVMA. Awesome. Good to see you, bud. Welcome to the show. I mean, I do this every Wednesday night, and I put out a new video every Sunday. As a matter of fact, not this Sunday, but next Sunday, part 1 of West Virginia will be put out, and that was the riding of the Talon and down into New River Gorge. Part 2 would be the 250-mile ride, and after lunch, I didn't do any more recording. I was done. I think a lot of us were done.
I thought Harley Pimp was coming on.
I thought so too. He's got the link. I think he's scared. I think he's scared.
So, what'd you think of his bike?
Whose?
The Road King.
Oh, the Road King?
Yeah.
I liked it. I like Road Kings. I think Road King's a great bike. Oh, no kidding. Going to Morganstown. Well, I drove right through Mike drove right through Morganstown in the RV on our way out to Somersville. You get a chance, Gene, when you're out there, make sure you get out to the New River Gorge. It's something to be seen. The views are amazing. It's right off of US 19. You can't miss it. It's a big giant gorge with a big bridge and a stream running through it. You can't miss it. We all just came back, so thank you, Rick. Definitely bang that like button. I'm going to quote my good friend over here. Hitting that like button is like giving a YouTuber a $5 tip because of the algorithm, and also leaving a comment post video is like, really helping out the person with the live. And that comes right from Mike Ball. So, Mountain Fest. No, I didn't know anything about Mountain Fest. We just all went out there for the Hoot and Nanny. A lot of people rode the Hellbender. We did our own version, and I had a lot of fun. It was very, very educational. Pushed me to my limits and moved the limits of my bar from here to hear. Which I'm very happy that is. Let's see, Road Kings are like Corvettes of the motorcycle world. Wow. Oh, Harley Pip is having internet
Oh,
problems.
internet problems.
Yeah.
No, that was I liked the color of that Road King really well.
The blue one.
Yeah, it was sharp. I liked the bars he had on. It looked good. I mean, he was going for that cholo style.
Yep.
But I'm not a fan of the big tassels, and I'm not a fan of the fishtails. The fishtails to me, especially when they come out far,
Well,
that's
that's
just
part of the cholo look.
I know that is part. And there's nothing wrong with it. I'm just saying, me personally, I don't like the fishtails because they stick out too far, and I don't pay attention a lot of times when I'm walking around, and I can just see me,
Cutting your ankle.
yeah, cutting the shin off and then falling over and knocking the back over, and
Hey, Dean, how you doing, buddy? Dean Benedetti in the house. But yeah, I got my buddy D-Rod in the house. Good to see you. Good. I haven't talked to you in a long time, man. I'm always in the shop, so you know where it is. I'm either in the shop or on the road. Like our next trip is to Gettysburg, which is basically leaving in 2 weeks. Quick turnaround. You know, leather tassels are left over from a cowboy traveling around in his own time. Yeah. Well, you know, that was the style back then. Was everybody put leather tassels on the grips and the levers and bags and seats, you know, back in the day.
well, yeah, I can remember it back in the day, but I don't know, not my cup of tea. But that's one of the things. It's your style. You do what you want.
Exactly.
I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying it's not something I care for.
See, Tiger says fish shells do sound good.
Yeah, well, I like the looks of them. It's not something I would do.
Especially when they stick out 18 to 24 inches past the bike.
Yeah. Now, if they come out just a few inches past where you like your saddlebags would be or something like that, that'd be one thing. But yeah, when they're sticking out a foot, 16, 18 inches, yeah, I'm going to hurt myself on that.
Oh, okay. Gonna have to check that out next time you come out. I'll have to talk to our tour guide, Mr. Rolling Throttle, see if he can do that. Yeah, it says it's Cookie Monster Blue.
Right. Was that? That's what that was called.
I think so.
Okay. Yeah, it's a good looking blue. I like the color.
Yep. But it's not amber whiskey.
No, it's not amber whiskey.
We all know that is the best color, right, Dan?
It would be hard to beat it. But now I am a fan of most oranges on a Harley.
What about that whiskey neat that came out last year?
Geez, that would have come out last year.
Yeah,
CVO color. You can only get it on the CVO. And I've seen video, I've seen pictures, but I've not seen one in person yet. But from what I've seen,
and video do it no justice.
And that's what I was told. It doesn't do it justice. And that, just seeing the videos and the pictures, I was like very impressed.
I plan on going XAN to see the Riders movie or the Bike Riders movie, whatever they want to call it. I'm very interested in seeing it.
I don't know. I have a feeling that'd be something I'd be disappointed in.
Why?
It seems like most of the time when they make biker movies, it's stupid.
Come on. You mean to tell me Wild Hogs was stupid?
For a whole different reason, yes.
But look at all the entertainment we get.
It was intended to be a comedy.
Yes.
And so yes, it's Wild Hogs was a funny movie, but there's not been a whole lot of biker movies that I've ever really cared for. I mean, if you go back to the old, What was the one Marlon Brando did? Wild Bunch, Wild Ones, or something.
Wild Ones.
Yeah, I mean that one was okay.
So,
Then
Gene, go ahead. Finish. I'm sorry.
what was the famous one with Peter Fonda? Crap.
Easy Rider.
Easy Rider. That one was pretty good. But then you got them ones like, who was the old football player from back in the 80s?
Good night, Big Mike.
Brian Bosworth. Yeah. So he done one. He was, part of a club or something. It was ignorant. Most of them are.
Yep.
Not Big
Well,
Mike.
I always, believe it or not, I like Harley Davidson and Marlboro Man.
That was a good movie. But that really wasn't what you'd call a biker movie. It was just featured some really nice bikes.
Yeah, but it lived the biker lifestyle.
Yeah.
I mean, the best part is when the gas station's getting holed up and he goes in and says, yeah, I just want to get some gas.
Yeah, that is a good movie. I enjoy that. Oh, and I'm like Tweedle, the Flago for life.
Yeah. So, Gene, my schedule is we're leaving here Thursday at dark 30, which is probably 4 a.m. Or dark 100, 4 a.m. We're going to go right from here to Battlefield Motorsports. It's no longer Battlefield Harley, it's Battlefield Motorsports. We're going to spend a few hours there, then go to the Gettysburg Museum. Believe it or not, many times I've been to Gettysburg. I've never been to the museum. So we're going to go to the museum. Then we're going to check into the bed and breakfast, hang out there till about dinner time. Go have dinner, and that's going to be it for Thursday. Friday, I'm just playing it by ear. Saturday afternoon and all the way to the late evening, we're going to be at Vendor Village. Probably going to do a meetup or a hangout there on Saturday. We're going to be there all the way up until Drowning Pool's done playing. Mel and I are going to be hanging with the band and enjoying some libations and other and some beers and things like that, having a great time with Drowning Pool. And then Sunday, have breakfast and then head out probably about 10, 11 o'clock in the morning to head home. So that's my schedule for Gettysburg. And of course, there will be some riding, which will probably happen on Friday, all around Gettysburg, the battlefield. Got up to Little Round Top because last year it was closed. This year it's not. So,
So you're not going to have a meet and greet there?
Yeah, I'm going to. Sometime on Saturday. I haven't decided times yet. But here he is. The one and only Harley Pimp 420.
What's happening, baby?
What's happening to Harley Pimp?
Pimp's just having a good Wednesday evening.
Yep. Biker Boys was a good movie. I actually enjoyed that one.
Well, Tweedle keeps rolling off some of these movies I ain't even heard of before.
Gotta watch the movie Biker Boys. It's all about motorcycles you would love, Dan.
So,
okay.
Pimp just wants to apologize for some of my tassels getting in some people's faces as I'm throwing the Road King into the corners. Some of the twisties. So I'm sorry, Tweedle. I know some of my tassels got all up in his mouth. Got him a little out of sorts.
Was it your tassels or your hair?
I think it was the tassels on the bars.
Okay.
Because I was giving her hell.
Yeah, if you didn't ride with that dildo on your seat, it would, probably be a little better.
That's what's holding them on.
I think it was a chocolate banana.
You sure looked like you were enjoying it.
I like dessert.
Sam is saying nice tan line.
Yep. So I'm digging that chain.
Oh, it's dope.
It is. It's definitely a unique chain.
Yeah.
I think I know somebody who has one just like it.
Well, if they got one of these chains, they're a dope son of a gun.
I got one.
I know you do. I know you do.
Yep. And I even gave one to a very good close brother of mine.
Who's that?
That would be Mr. Dallas.
I saw that guy, but he was like 2 miles behind me.
Oh, saying he rides slow?
Yeah, he's a little slow for me.
Yeah.
But his old lady, woohoo! I heard about a wardrobe malfunction that happened in West Virginia.
I did hear about the wardrobe malfunction.
Oh, Lord.
Wait a minute. Dallas had a wardrobe malfunction?
No, I don't think so.
You talk about Miss Penny with the bathing suit.
Yeah.
That's what I heard.
Yeah.
I just turned a blind eye, didn't even look.
Yeah.
It's funny how those things happen.
Yep.
Yeah. So I just wanted to say the pimp enjoyed West Virginia. I loved hanging out with you guys. And definitely
Did you enjoy the 420
Yeah.
in the afternoon? That's your
the
favorite
best
time of day, isn't it? 420?
Yeah, 420 is definitely the time of day for great activities.
Extracurricular activities.
Yeah.
What activities would that be?
Well, let's say I like to meditate. Clear my head.
Oh, Iron Butterfly had a good point there. Where is old Hot Tits?
I don't know. She's probably working.
Or better yet, Ho Tits. I'm sorry. It's actually Ho Tits, not Hot Tits.
Yeah, you got to get it right.
All right, Hook Dog. Have a good one, man.
Later, Hook Dog.
Thanks for stopping in. Oh, what you got there? A little hops and barley there?
Pimp enjoys a good cold beer every now and then.
Got to stay hydrated.
America.
You know, beer used to be the breakfast drink of our forefathers.
What does the Harley Pimp enjoy drinking?
If it's free, the pimp will drink it now.
If it's free, it's for him, huh?
Yeah, absolutely.
What if somebody gave you a case of Budweiser or Bud Light? Would you drink that?
I ain't gonna drink none of that commie shit.
Hey, did you? But
Sorry.
No offense.
offense.
I did see the old face mullet enjoying some good Budweiser the other night.
That guy, I don't know about him. I seen him.
Yeah, he can be a little strange.
Him doing the wiener competition with a feather on the back.
They looked like they were enjoying those wieners too.
Yeah. I think he was 2 up with another dude.
Was definitely 2 up with another dude a couple of times.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little strange, but who am I to judge in these days and times?
Yeah. Dallas did survive. Barely, but he did survive. So my wife says if you drink Bud Light, you want to wear a dress.
That's what I heard too. But I like when the ladies wear those sundresses. Those are nice.
Yeah, Pip is a cross between Macho Man and Axl Rose. I would agree with that
one. Well, some people say I am a sweet child,
Yep. And you got the physique of Macho Man. Let's see the muscles. Yeah, definitely a Macho Man.
Yeah.
You could pass for Macho Man's brother. So last name Savage?
Yeah. I like to think of myself as a Harley Savage, if you will.
Yeah, right on. Hey, Oakley too. How you doing, man? Thanks for dropping it. Yeah, you do look kind of savage.
When did you actually come out of the closet, Pimp?
What the hell are you talking about?
Well, did you ever go in a closet?
Well, I got locked in the closet, but that was because I wasn't behaving properly. Mama put me in there. I was only in there for a couple months, but eventually I got out.
I thought you got locked in the closet with a bunch of women.
Graduated from high school.
Iron Butterfly is saying, put him back in the closet, please.
Well, all I know is I seen the Iron Butterfly. Me and my homie Dave, we was looking at her like, how can we get her on the payroll, if you know what I mean?
Well, hey, easy now. That's a Southern Belle, though.
I don't think you can afford her.
My apologies. No disrespect there.
Well, Iron Butterfly, I think you have a lot to do with putting the Harley Pimp back in the closet.
Well, all I know is Harley Pimp had a great time in West Virginia, and I hopes to see you all in the future.
Are you going to be going to Stubborn American, Mr. Harley Pimp?
No.
I hear there's a lot of young ladies there.
No, I'm not going to Stubborn American. Oklahoma is kind of a goofy state, if you ask me. But, to each their own. To each their own. But Harley Pimp's going to cut out.
Well, I was just going to ask, is that your chicken behind you?
Yeah, it's blue.
Yeah. Do you choke your chicken quite often?
Once or twice a week, yeah.
Okay.
Somewhat normal, I think. But I want to leave everybody with the saying that Harley Pimp has, if I can remember it, because I may have had a couple of these. Harley Pimp likes to smoke dope, skip rope, and the little blue pill gives me hope. Peace out.
Peace out. What a character.
Yeah, he's a character. You can say that.
Yeah, quite the character. Back on topic. Now, would you go back?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's my kind of ride, and that was a good time. And that was a riding event to me. That was a TMMR. That was to me. That was a
hangout, drunk fest.
That was a party. We was hanging out. We was having a good time because it was not a riding event. And but that one was definitely a riding event. And you had to be ready. You had to be ready to ride.
I'll be honest with you. That is the most technical roads I've ever ridden in my life. Up here in Connecticut and all the other events I've gone to, the only other road that comes close that I've ridden would be the Kangamangas Highway. But compared to those roads, the Kangamangas Highway is straight.
Yeah, it's not too many straight roads where we were at.
I don't think West Virginia knows how to pave a straight road. Even their interstates aren't even straight. And if they are, it's not for long.
Straight enough. That was the sucky part about that trip Sunday back home, was that it hadn't hit that interstate.
Yeah.
That was awful. Hot. Lord of mercy, it was hot. Dang, it was hot.
It believe it or not, it even got hot in the RV.
Yeah, we couldn't ride fast enough to cool off.
Yeah, that's going to be me tomorrow going to work.
Yeah,
you don't want to. I never want to hear myself say it's too hot to ride. It's like saying it's too nice of a day to go for a ride.
Well, there has been a time or two where I've said it's so damn hot I don't want to ride.
Yeah. See, a man in the silence of the lamb's mouth come behind me and give me a bat in West Virginia. Yeah. Yeah, I remember seeing that.
He he's a strange dude. That would kind of, if you didn't know him, that would definitely freak you out if you seen that coming at you.
Yeah. Guy in the silence of the lamb's mouth, and it was Bedlam.
Yeah.
Bedlam's not a small dude.
No, he's a good sized fella.
Yeah, he's a good sized little fella. And he coming at you with a mask and a bat. The first thing I'm doing is I'm looking for a pew pew. So that's the only chance I'll have. Let's see. It rained on us after DDK and Tweedle branched off. I actually enjoy it.
Yeah, at that point, I probably would have welcomed a little bit of rain, but
Well, of course it rained. It was Sam and Susan.
well, I'm surprised it didn't rain the whole weekend, but it didn't.
Well, see, we combated the rain by having Penny there and Hannah.
But yeah, it typically, if Sam and Susan's involved, at some point there's usually going to be rain. I don't know why. I'm not saying they had this black cloud that follows them around.
Yeah, well, we actually rained in TMMR too.
Yes, it did.
And they were there.
Yeah, and it actually rained Sunday on them, but it didn't hit me and Tweedle. But at that point, I'm like Sam. That probably would have felt good because it was miserably hot. I mean, miserably hot.
Yeah. It could be worse. I mean, the hottest day we had was Saturday.
Yeah. And it wasn't bad. I mean,
but when we got up in the mountains, it wasn't hot. It was cold.
Oh, I was never so glad in my life when Rolling Throttle decided to hold up the convoy there to get a few pictures. I was like, oh, thank gosh. I needed to pee and I needed to put on a sweatshirt.
Yep. First thing I did is I grabbed my sweatshirt out of the saddlebag.
Oh yeah.
Threw that on. Ooh, that was cold. But you know what? It was a nice welcoming cool when it first started.
Yeah, but it got as a very unpleasant cold.
Yes. I hate the cold.
And so yeah, when he stopped, I was thrilled that that's the first thing I'd done was dug out my hoodie from the saddlebag. And it felt really good. But and that road there was nice. We sat there for what? We had a lane blocked on a 2-lane scenic road.
At least a half hour.
At least a half hour, and seen one vehicle, and that's as we were getting ready to leave.
Yeah.
And I was like,
no, there was nobody on that road.
No, there was no one on that road, and that was a fun road to ride.
Oh, you know what? I even got a picture I could share from that location. Let me get it. I mean, it is something to really to be shown. I hope everybody enjoys this because it really is something. So let me bring this up. You ready? The best is my wife's face and Crystal's face. Susan's sitting there going, yeah, I'll post for a picture. It looks like fun. Don't know what's going on behind her. Miss Penny's sitting there going, ta-da.
I don't recall
with that on his bike. Christ, for at least 50 to 75 miles.
Dallas says he stayed in short sleeve the whole time. I don't remember that.
Oh, wait a minute. We got the picture of Bedlam here. Hold on. Oh boy. Isn't that awesome? There's Bedlam.
I just want to know why Dallas has got a quart of oil sitting in front of him while he's eating.
Well, you got to lubricate yourself. Got to stay regular.
I figured, yeah, he must do that so it will come out as easy as it's going in. Was that was that the picture that Tweedle took?
I think so.
Yeah. Tweedle, send that picture to me. I need to show that to Tina. She'll get a kick out of that.
So, yeah. Definitely a lot of great times had by everybody.
Yeah, I wish those we had some more of them that that's in the side chat a lot that was actually there. That I wish some of them had
Jump on.
Not only jump on, but I wish they'd rode with us. Zach rode with us.
Yep. I invited Zach to come on tonight, but he's busy working.
And of course, Cotton, Tiger Ward, he was there. I don't think Tiger was feeling real good, so that's probably the reason why he didn't do a lot of riding.
Yeah. All right, Miss Penny.
Of course, and Evil Rick was there. I've rode with Evil Rick before, but hey, Rick, did you do the poker run? I don't know if anybody had done the poker run. Yeah, Tiger saying his back was getting him.
Yeah.
Hey, look, it's a No Clue Crimson Light.
Hey, no clue what's going on. Why don't you come on here and share your wisdom and knowledge of the great weekend we all had, even though you abandoned us. But I understand why you did it, and that's okay.
Yeah, I hate that that Bill had to cut out early.
Yep.
That kind of sucked.
Yep. Yeah. See, Dallas, you join in too. Come on.
Yeah, Dallas, jump on. Get Bill on too. Tweedle.
I don't know. Maybe the Harley pep scared him off.
Well, he's pretty goy looking dude, so yeah.
Yeah. I mean, when I saw Harley Pimp coming, I ran the other way. Because, I don't want to get pimped out. See, there's Sam.
Yeah, it says probably got a pretty good point there. Sam is at a different level of riding ability. He's Sam, and I've told him this before. I've rode with Sam several times. Sam's probably the best person I've ever rode with. He's the best rider I've ever ridden with.
Yep.
And he does it up with Susan doing backseat yoga with cameras, and he never misses.
I was watching her on the rides, and I'm like, and she's putting up the reels so fast on Instagram. I'm like, is she editing and posting while she's riding? Oh,
she's like I said, the yoga that she's performing while on the back of that bike. And I don't care if he's got that thing laid out in a switchback. He's still got total control of it. Doesn't slow down. grabs a gear, grabs a throttle, and just throttles through. And like I said, she's dancing a jig on the back.
Yeah.
I don't see how he does it. I mean,
I don't know either.
That's a whole different skill set right there.
Yep. Sam is a very well accomplished rider.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm very honored to know him and ride with him. And finally got to ride with him.
Sam and Susan are incredible people. I love them to death. They're a lot of fun. I love to hear Sam laugh. He's got a very unique laugh. Like I said, they're fun to hang out with. I mean, they truly are. And my gosh, you talking about people putting the miles down. This past weekend, I think, was 6 weeks in a row where they've been to an event.
Yes.
Which is, and I'm talking ride to the event, rain, sleet, snow, shine, whatever it is. They're riding to the event. They're amazing.
Hey, Bill. So why don't you share your Thursday, Friday experiences with us from the Hootenanny?
So let me start. I'm going to start in reverse because Thursday and Friday, we'll get to that. But I am so upset with myself that I missed Saturday and Saturday night. All the stuff.
But you had more important things you had to do.
Well, the stuff that I saw that was in our chat group and the whole 9 yards, and maybe even a phone call to my job when I was working. Oh, it sucked. Trust me. I wish I would have got back on the bike, called out, and fucking headed back.
Well, as fast as you got home Saturday morning, you could have.
Yeah. So, left lane for life, But no, Thursday and Friday, I'm telling you, it was awesome. I loved it. So I left the house around 9 o'clock and went up to Marion, Virginia, the bottom of the back of the Dragon, and waited for Tweedle and Dan and Sam and Susan to up, and Nori came too. So Gliding on Twos was there, and had a great time going up the back of the Dragon. I'm sure you guys have already talked about this, but riding with Sam is a whole different level. I was pretty proud of myself, and we'll give him a little credit. Susan's on the back, so he probably can't ride as hard as he normally would. But we were there. Don't know where Tweedle went. Just saying. That he may have disappeared.
Again?
Backwards, not forwards. Backwards.
Again.
So we pulled up to back of the Dragon. The little bar restaurant. Had a great time. Had a couple of beers, hung out. We sticker bombed everything, and it was great. So we finished the ride up. We got out to Somerville, and I will tell you, Drew and Crystal are phenomenal hosts. Like the riding, the time we all spent together. Mike, Doc, Blackie's hot dogs again. And I forgot to bring back the mustard and relish. So
I did.
Now you have to come to Connecticut.
I'm telling you, I might have to.
I got a spare room and space in the garage for the bike.
Yeah. So my disappointment was I had to leave early Saturday morning. I was going to leave about 6. I woke up early, couldn't sleep. I left at about 4:20 in the morning because my son was headed out to Texas. He got a job with a freight company driving tractor trailers. And, I didn't want to be not there when he had to go home, go and leave home. So
hold on right there. Tweedle says you weren't that far ahead, so he's admitting he fell back. He did prove he's the slowest in West Virginia.
Right. So we got to back of the Dragon, Tazwell. We pulled in Sam. I say we. I'm talking about Sam and I and Susan. We literally got to pull in, wait for a guy to take a picture, then pulled up and positioned our bikes as some other people were rolling in. We'll leave them anonymous. Yeah. Nori,
Let's back up and rephrase
Yeah,
that.
hold
a
on.
bit.
hold on. I did not say anything about Dan because I know Dan stopped at the split to wait for those two to catch up. So that put Dan behind. Now, all I can say is if anybody wants to negotiate this or argue or battle, there's video of nobody in the picture but me and Sam and Susan. Just saying, there are photographers on the way and you don't see anybody else in the background.
Yeah, but you know what? At the same time, ride your ride.
And that's true. You ride your ride. But we're still gonna fuck with each other.
Yep. If you can't keep up, if you can keep up, stay up.
Mm-hmm. And if you can't, you can't. We understand. I'm just giving somebody a harder time than maybe I should.
You're my boy, Blue. What's up, Upstate Rider?
What's up, Blue?
Look at the comments in the look at the side chat. Somebody, either Sam or Susan, whoever's playing 2 up tonight, even said he is correct. So, yeah,
You guys
there's a
you.
witness. That's all I'm saying. Now, I'll give hands up to Miss Iron Butterfly here. She rode the whole time with us on Friday and never fell back, never complained, and
Done an amazing job.
Well, I can say this. There's video evidence, me behind somebody saying, get out the way, move.
Yep. I mean, and the reason I give her compliments is she's a newer rider. She rides, but when you get with the guys and she doesn't want to be left behind, she doesn't want to be put out. She rode,
Look, case in point, look at Daytona.
Yep.
When we were spirited riding on the way back from dinner, she was
Yep.
right there with us.
Oh yeah.
So
See, they're both here. Susan's typing.
Right. So now that means I got 2 witnesses.
Yep. And they, you know what? They have the link. They could come on and confirm this. Now we're gonna have a little.
I'll confirm it. That's a reality. And but yeah, we made a left turn, and I knew if I didn't stop at that left turn that they were going to miss the turn. And when I did, I turned left and I stopped and waited on them to catch up. And then once they caught up, I went back on again. And then I ran up to the cop that got in between the 2 of us.
Yes.
Yeah, it was all over with after that.
Yeah.
So, Tweedle, do you want to rebuttal any of these comments that are being made that you were slow on the back of the Dragon? I find that hard to believe. You being the hooligan that you
Like
are.
I said earlier, I had a pinched nerve in my neck and I have a knee that needs surgery, so I wasn't pushing that weekend hard at all. But I will say this. The back of the Dragon is a different beast.
Oh, sorry. Is he done yet? Oh.
You wasn't that freaking far ahead. You were like, oh, a cop pulled out. Yeah, we saw him pull out right in front of us. You wasn't that far ahead.
We never saw you at all. I got video. I mean, there's a lot of video. Where's Tweedle? I don't know.
Tweedle was chilling, just like Nori. We was chilling. But I will say, back of the Dragon, tail of the Dragon ain't got nothing to that.
No. Tail of the Dragon is shit compared to back of the Dragon.
Yeah. I said that the first time I rode back of the Dragon that I thought it was better. And I've rode it now probably 4 or 5 times at least.
See, I got a little spooked because that first big sweeping turn we took, they had all the gravel on the road. I hit that and I was like, double down, shifting, trying to slow down. It freaked me out. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to back off a little so I can watch Dan hit the turns and see. Because I rode with Dan so much, I know what the turns are going to be like when he hits them.
So
there's what the next turn we hit was like hard right. I'm like, oh shit, this ain't gonna be good.
So here's a question.
Even Sam and Susan got it right. Tweedle was back there listening to my exhaust.
So the question here.
No,
is-
actually, you was up ahead enough. I could barely hear your exhaust, but your shit's too damn loud.
I don't hear shit, so I'm good.
So Tweedle, whose bike is louder, mine or Bill's?
Tweedle, what?
Doc, I don't want to hurt your feelings, but I think Bill's is louder. Yours,
Bill's
though,
is louder.
has that D-cell pop.
Bill's is the loudest exhaust out of all of our bikes.
Right on.
Sorry, hurt anybody's feelings, but
It's
those
fine.
big bores, yeah, they're loud, but Bill's is just obnoxious.
No,
So-
it's not obnoxious. It sounds good. It's got a.
Oh, it
good-
does have a good tone to it, but it is entirely too daggum loud.
So I have a question here from Miss Penny. Was the back of the Dragon more technical than Friday, Saturday?
By far.
Okay.
Saturday came close.
Some-
New River Gorge area came close.
Yeah,
Mix
some-
all that up and squish it in, and that's the back of the Dragon.
Yeah, some of the stuff we done Friday and some of the stuff we done Saturday was probably real close.
Doc, you got to highlight Nori's comment there.
Oh God, Nori's in here.
Norris, I didn't see Norris.
Nori's just mad because the raccoon tried to get in his bike thinking it was the trash can.
Go to the next one down where you're at.
Okay, there you go.
That's 3 witnesses.
Tweedle, you're getting like no love tonight.
Hey, that's fine. New road I never been on. I was fucking hurt. I was
Hey, you
taking
know
it
what?
easy.
We had a good time. I don't care.
No, I don't care, man.
I don't
just
care
gotta get
where
this
you
shit
was at. We had a good time.
I ain't gonna lie. If I'd have hit that hard, I probably would have went over the freaking mountain. I probably would have wrecked on that. That was a freaking technical road.
Yeah, it was a good ride, man. It was a good ride.
The
Yeah,
raccoon
man, you're right.
smacked that ass.
He had a perfect print of the raccoon smacking the ass of
Yep.
that
Yep.
bike.
Yeah.
So,
So,
it's still there?
sorry. Did we
No.
rename Nori's bike Rubbermaid?
No.
Trash can Rubbermaid?
But the poor raccoon thought it was the trash can because the trash can was the same color.
Oh yeah.
And he was parked right in front of it.
Yep.
Oh, Dallas, are you talking about that one that Tweedle almost ate?
What?
It ended up in the back of the RV, and we didn't realize it when we pulled out until we hit the main road of 19, and then it sat there for about 150 miles, so we stopped for gas.
Hi, Dan. That never happened. When I go to open the door, I put my hand way out so it wouldn't get nowhere close to me. Don't listen to Drunk Penny. She's as bad as Drunk Dan. Although that would have been awesome if both of them would have showed up at the same time.
Oh man.
No. Dan was at that wasn't the weekend to be doing that. That was like I was telling Doc. That was a riding event. I don't drink excessively most of the time when it's in a riding.
Well, you could have Saturday night.
No, because we had to ride back Sunday and we was riding with Sam.
Yeah, and I had to ride 300 and some miles home.
Yep. Well, my phone call, as Mel puts out there, somebody was a hoot. I may have received the phone call at that point in time, and that shit was funny. Oh my god, that made me miss it more than anything.
Oh, this past weekend.
Yeah.
Oh, would have been when there was a couple of people that might have been just a wee bit inebriated.
Wee bit.
A
Yeah.
wee bit. There's a wee bit. Not much, but a wee bit.
Yeah, that shit was
Nobody almost choked, Dallas. Stop that shit.
Well,
God
Christian
dang.
described it pretty good.
So did you cup them, Tweedle?
No.
at 4
I guess I actually put it a little bit too close to the backup camera. I was trying to put it where y'all couldn't reach it if you was on the ladder, but trying to get it out of the way of the backup camera or the camera or the back of the camera.
There's no rearview mirror.
But that actually made it even funnier when Big Mike was talking about it. He said, seen it flopping in the camera.
You should have seen Jake on his bike. I pulled up next to him, and it was like, woo.
That's $45 I've spent on any gag.
Dude, when I left in the morning, I literally was laying on the ground looking at my valve stems to make sure nothing was attached to my bike.
No, you was laying on your bike, putting that shit on everybody else's bike over there.
I didn't do shit.
It's funny because I woke up that morning and I had 2 on mine.
I didn't. When I left, I left. I didn't roll up there. I didn't buy them. I don't know where they came from.
That's all right. I think I'm gonna put them on somebody's vehicle out here.
Put them on your girlfriend's.
No, I'm just gonna find some random person when they walk away. I'm gonna put it on their car.
What happened to Dallas's flag?
The last I knew, he was going to put it in his trailer.
Yeah, that's what we was trying to tell him. Yeah, just hang it up in his trailer.
There you go. Oh man, but it was a great time, man. It was one of the most funnest times I've ever had, hanging out with everybody and just doing stuff. And big rallies kind of get boring, I would say, because there's so many things going on, you don't know what to do.
Oh, when we're together, they don't get boring.
Well, that's what I'm saying. When they're small and intimate like this, and we kind of all group together, we have our own fun within the fun. And right. I think that's how this was.
Didn't we do that in Daytona as well? We had our own fun.
Oh, yeah. But like TMMR was fun for us and doing what we did. But I wasn't a fan of the whole event.
No, the whole event itself.
What we did was more fun. That's what I'm getting at.
Well, that Bill, that kind of started when, first time we met was, a couple of years ago at TMMR.
Yeah.
We did nothing with the actual TMMR.
You mean VAM?
Done our own thing.
VAM.
Yeah, VAM. I don't know why I said TMMR. VAM.
I won't.
That old age, your mind's slipping.
Yeah.
I will not go back to TMMR. I'll go back to Middle Tennessee to hang out with Dallas and Penny. Absolutely.
Yep.
But I will not go back to TMMR.
Yep.
I'll go to Eastern
Tennessee. I'll just say
hang out.
There's other things that is on the table that we're looking at where it'll be just as much fun as it was as the Hootenanny, minus like the food trucks and the vendors and the.
Yep.
We may end up trying to do some biker games, but.
So Dallas says Harley Pimp made a comment, or what did he have to say?
He's kind of goy, so.
Oh. Whatever. You weren't there. Fuck you.
Bill, you missed the best part of that prank on Saturday.
I'm sure I did.
At the top of Snowshoe Mountain, I stuck it to the front of Dan's bike. And Dan would not have seen it if it not been for Dallas and Jake, because Jake was talking about Dallas hitting a bird and it exploding, which I'm still looking through footage trying to find that. But Dan's like, oh, I wonder if I got it. And he walks up to the front of his bike, sees it, he just leaves it, pulls it to the train thing. Those dudes
yeah. So we're pulling in. The next stop was at the Cass Train Railroad.
Oh God!
And they do like kind of a flea market kind of deal. They have food truck vendors and little crafts and stuff. It's a big parking lot, and it was packed. Mm-hmm. And so once again, the group kind of got a little separated. And so I pulled in and stopped right at the road where you enter the parking lot. So when the rest of the group would come by, they would see me. And so I'm sitting there with this attached to the front of the bike.
With kids running around.
Yeah, kids were running around everywhere.
Oh, yeah, that was bad. That was the bad part. Kids running around.
But think about it. The best part is you were being conscientious, and safe. You were pointing everywhere you were going.
Yeah. So then, three gentlemen of, three black guys were walking into that event, walked past the front of my bike, and just happened to look down and stopped and looked, done a double take, done one of these numbers, and then looked up at me, and I was like, my so-called friends. And they just laughed at each other and just kept on going.
See, it went from Dan's bike to Crystal's bike right on her headlight.
Oh, that one was funny too.
Oh,
So-
She didn't even know it.
So
wow.
Penny says the bad thing is I rode up the mountain to the snowshoe where it flopped around, and the little kids on their bicycles, their mom had to cover their eyes.
Damn.
What's up, Ghost Eagle? What up, bro?
Yeah.
So, good night, D-Rod. Have a good one, man. So the best was with that, when we stopped for lunch, somebody stuck it on Blue Spade. And then somebody ran down immediately and says, "Oh, hell no. No, because I'll get blamed for that and I'm going to get shot. That ain't, no, that's coming right off."
Oh, somebody else was crying again?
You should have seen him jump to attention and run down there and jerk that thing off that
You're
bike.
talking
Oh
about
my
No,
God.
I already
I've
know
never
what was going to
seen
happen
that.
because me and him already had that conversation. Hell no.
right here crying. What the fuck, Tweedle?
No, if you was there, you could have done it and you could have got shot.
I would have done it.
Yeah, but Tweedle gotten blamed for it.
Well, Penny, I got to ask Penny this question. Why were you staring at it, Penny?
Biggest thing she's seen in a while.
I think it was bigger.
Sorry, you just set her up for that.
You know, 3-6 Mafia, right? I mean, you know, come on.
And it measured at 10 inches, 10.2 inches. So
Yeah. It's
Well, what sucked about the whole thing was when you pulled it off, the bikes were so dusty. I don't see how it stuck the way it did. For one, that you need to leave them a good review. But when you pulled it off, you had a perfect circle and then two little balls right,
no, the
right
balls
below
was
it
only
in the
on
dirt.
yours. The balls was only on yours.
No, it was on everybody's because it was sitting there flopping around and it kept hitting
Oh, okay.
and it left an imprint.
all I could see is the promo code, you know, the promo for that commercial going, it'll stick to anything, balls and all.
I can't believe that thing did stick like it did. Oh,
I'm surprised it stayed on a headlight at over in triple digits and
In
not
Mexico.
blew off.
In
I
Mexico.
got, hey, I got a question. Tweedle, whose bike is this?
I have no idea, but I hear he's an asshole.
Oh my God. Is that the world famous Tweedle cock? I mean, Tweedle. Yeah. Yeah. That's Tweedle cock.
Isn't that the bronze chicken?
No, I don't
Like a
see no
unicorn?
bronze chicken on it.
Yep. That's the macaque right there. That's where he gets his name from. You
See
may
what
not
you
want to
get.
show all those.
Hey,
pictures.
Doc, I need you to check your text because I sent you a picture you need to show on here because it is pure gold.
Did you send it to my text messages or did you send
Cell
it?
phone.
Yes.
Dark
All right.
Soul, have a good night, buddy.
Good night, Dark. Good to see you, buddy.
Say Dark Souls.
See you, Dark Souls. He did a good video on that slow speed race.
Biddy, I didn't get to
The
see
one
it.
that you and Nori should have, actually.
Look, if you watch that video, the girls will sit there and explain that that was a re-race that did not count.
Look at the look and concentration on Dallas.
All I'm saying is nobody has a picture of my shirt prior to that. That's all I'm saying.
Why? That's enough said.
Yeah, exactly.
What, like that?
No. When I had it tucked up and tied up on through the hole. Hey, and the best part was I wasn't even drunk. I was literally sober because we were just riding. We all parked the bikes at the cabin, and all of a sudden everybody's like, "No, you already entered. Drew's already got you here." I mean, Drew signed us up for everything. So,
But you know what? It wouldn't have happened if we wouldn't have got out there and done it.
yep. but it was a blast, dude. Like, I heard Tweedle joined a new community from his post, and
They are following me. I'm going to get canceled. I'm telling you.
but I mean, I did. Yes, see, Nori said I did social nipples. I did. I publicity for your OnlyFans page. Sometimes you got to do stuff like that.
I do have to correct Doc on something, though. It is a proven fact. I am not the slowest in West Virginia.
Well,
that is Nori, because Nori made it to the finals.
Yep. But as far as the group goes,
I'm 2-15 as far as the group goes.
Yes, 2-15.
Okay. So go back to explain to me
again.
You
were slower than Drew.
About the Softail. What are you talking about? That was a re-race.
Okay, so remember when all three of us raced initially?
Yeah, none of you's touched.
None of us touched, but Drew said that he told me he beat me because I lost before he did. You said, no, I think Tweedle got you. I think that was enough for Drew to ask for a re-race just to try to beat me because that race didn't count.
Well, the guy on the red bike put his right foot down and nobody saw it.
On the second race or the first race?
The second race.
Second race didn't count.
Well, then why would he do it?
Practice.
Practice.
And then the girl on the white bike, she only went to the finals. She didn't do one trip down the freaking thing.
I don't think she was actually in the finals. I think it was actually between Nori and the dude on the red bike. I think she was just out there to fill a lane.
As a filler. Okay. Well, they got to tell you that because all of a sudden somebody shows up that didn't even, go through.
I'll admit communication wasn't completely there for that. The rules wasn't completely stated, but,
yeah,
we had fun. And I beat Drew, so it's a win for me.
It was fun. It was fun.
Although I am disappointed I didn't get to run Nori because that's who I really wanted to run that whole thing. Because he's always on me about my slow speed skills.
Well,
and I could have showed him that I had been practicing.
Speaking of Nori, did you have any more clutch issues? I'm assuming you made it home. So
yeah,
not Blue.
It wasn't a clutch issue. It was his vent tube.
Yeah, but something in the clutch heated up to catch that, make that.
Yeah, well, yeah, the plates got hot and everything, but it didn't slip or nothing. It was just vent tube started melting from the heat because he had to run like 3 races back to back. He didn't get a chance to cool down at all.
No.
You sure the vent tube was melting or that was the smoke coming out the vent tube?
No, the vent tube's actually melted.
No.
See, no more clutch issues.
Good
night, Traveler. Yeah, my clutch issues went away once the whole bike cooled down.
Well, that's because we was riding them hard too, though.
Yeah, and so for extra measure today, one of the maintenance things I did was I adjusted the clutch.
Yeah. Well, and think about it too. We're on an uneven, road or grass. We're going uphill. So, that's even harder on the bike than just going flat,
I think your race was funny.
Which one? The slow speed or
the slow speed? Oh, no. Y'all was killing the freaking beer go round or whatever they called that one. Y'all was killing that one.
If I didn't hit that little divot at the end, I would have won the first round. The bike sucked over. And I felt the front end dive, and I was like, I'm going to drop the bike. And I just put my foot down.
Because you was in the same lane I was, and I just rode it out.
Yeah, but I went to the far right. I never got to the left side because everything was kind of uphill and towards the road.
Yep.
So, but, lessons learned. Now, musical chairs, musical bikes, that was fun. That was
Dallas was launching off that bike like a freaking missile, and I thought you was going to drop it every time.
That's because there was beer involved and it was free.
Yes. Now, I was smart. I took my bag off, so there's no scratches on my bag from him trying to jump over,
Although Penny freaking swan diving and landing on top of him was kind of funny. or not Penny, Crystal.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
Crystal was on a mission.
Crystal went in there like a bear, getting ready to freaking She was going to hurt somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was
Yeah,
definitely
he was-
doing Pete Rose dive.
Yeah. He was committed. No
Yep.
doubt. He was committed.
He wasn't that committed because I asked him on that last one. I said, "Was you paying attention?" He's like, "Yeah," and he ran into it and went in the wrong direction.
Yeah, but man, when you do it, there's so many things you're thinking about. It's harder when you do it than what you see, because you like he was sitting on the side of the bike side saddle asking me if the balance was okay. Not trying to put his foot in my rear tire, but on the bar support for the saddlebags. At the same time, you're trying to keep balance. I'm riding, trying to keep balance. Handlebars a full lock to the left. I
ain't gonna lie. That one, the slow speed I could handle. That one, I don't know about.
So I was impressed we went that far. When Crystal come up with the beer can, I was like, slap it out of her hand. And he looked and he was like, I can't do that.
He should have just grabbed it out of her hand and cracked it open. What the frick, Dallas?
Crystal chugged those beers too, like a champ.
Yep.
She did the first time or two, but Dallas done it every time.
Well, I drank.
No,
one.
he did it every
you
time
did
but
one.
one.
Dallas did the first and second. I drank the third one, and then he drank the fourth one. Because he looked at me and goes, I can't chug another one right this second. Just think about it. They've all been smacked around. They're all aerated. There's a bunch of foam. You're like, oh.
And it was a Budweiser on top of that.
Left,
Yeah,
So-
Dallas said. He said he
Yeah,
wanted to
Crystal
be-
threw that one beer and almost hit that one dude right in the head with it after she chugged it.
Yeah.
I got that on video. That's on one of my shorts.
But no, it was a good time, man.
It really was. The only complaint I have about the biker games is that group did not think it through and have everything they need.
They kind of got it dropped on them at the last minute.
Yeah, but you can organize it a little different.
And those ladies actually rode 2 hours away just to come up there to do that.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Hey,
So, I mean, they got notice at the last second and then it came up.
Well, I don't know what happened to him. So goodbye.
He said, I'll be back.
He'll be a back. He'll be a back.
He'll be back.
He'll be back. I'll be back.
Oh,
Well, Dan, you got some ice cream. How was it?
The little ice cream shop was really good.
yes, it was.
I know you about started fighting.
Well, they should have had my ice cream up there quicker.
They called like Ben or something like that, and Dan took off running.
I was never so disappointed.
It was like somebody kicked his dog.
I just knew that was my ice cream.
You know?
See,
So
I
going
got,
back to where that train was, when we were about ready to leave, right to the right of me, there was a dog rescue place. They had rescue dogs. They were looking to adopt them. Meanwhile, that little yappy dog jumped out of the back of the backpack and hung itself. And
it tried to commit suicide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Drew was right there and caught the dog and tried to help him. It was like, wow, is this really happening?
Right there in front of everybody. I was like, oh man, cops are about to roll in.
Oh, I was thinking somebody's fixing to call the ASPCA and the Humane Society. I'm like, oh man.
Mhm.
I don't know why Dan was complaining about the dog. I hardly ever heard him.
You weren't
Because
far
you were
enough
so
up
far
there.
back.
Yeah, I was in the back. I was third from the back.
What I feel bad because when we pulled in for gas at that gas station, we all got a snack. I'm sitting there going, as soon as I pulled in, turned the bike off, and that dog still goes, man, that dog ever shut the fuck up?
Really?
And I'm an animal lover. I love animals. And he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. Usually he does." I'm like, "Well, he ain't, but that's all right." And all in all, he was a sweet dog. It was a little Jack Russell, and he was as cute as can be. You know, loved his backpack, and that's all that mattered.
Well, but
Every time I roll, like when I was filming and I roll up beside y'all, that dog was inside the backpack.
you were
You
fortunate.
The whole segment, and Dan can back me up on this. That dog head was out of the backpack, barking at the seat.
I think he was staring at the exhaust.
Yeah, and all I can say is this dog's gonna end up with laryngitis.
Hey, just be glad he didn't jump out while he was riding.
Oh man, that would have been horrible.
How about the dog on Friday that got loose out of the car and we all had to slow down and go around because he was running down the road?
Yeah,
what about the deers in the turn?
That
That little baby deer. I was on comms with Nori, and I'm laying the bike over, and I was like, look up, and I see a deer. I was like, oh shit, deer! I'm like throwing the bike back up in the middle of the turn, trying to get away from the deer.
That one curve was coming around there. I guarantee you, if you were in the right track, you could have put your hand out to the side and
That's the one I jumped for. Nori had to jump for it too, because I luckily he knew about it because I told him, but he knew it was coming.
Yeah, so even Sam and Susan are saying, yeah, they heard that dog barking the whole time. And they were in front of them.
Yep. But that dog was cute as can be, but that dog just didn't stop. Eventually he did.
So with this whole event, the proceeds, the money, made went to a local high school to get caps and gowns and the whole 9 yards.
2 high schools.
Did we get a number? Did they accomplish their goal?
Mike is coming on next week, and he's going to run down all the numbers.
There is a post put up by a certain group that was making allegations of amounts of bikes and how much they made, and they got called out on it and redacted their statement pretty quick because there was not the amount of bikes there that they said was there.
Yeah, they claimed 400 bikes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, if
and you know good and well there wasn't 400 bikes there at that thing the whole weekend.
I didn't see no 400 bikes.
No, maybe 400 bikes signed up for the dice run, but they never finished it.
Well, here's the thing: I saw cars actually pulling in, going in there, and then leaving.
Yeah.
So just because somebody signed up doesn't mean that they were in a car on a bike.
Yeah.
Well,
Bill,
are you reading Dallas?
Signed up, made a donation, and didn't participate in the dice run.
Yeah, I mean that was us.
You're talking about next month coming in. I think Sam and Susan said that they'd kind of like to get together again around the maybe 4th of July weekend or something. I think that's what they were saying. Maybe we can make that work out.
I won't be here the 4th of July weekend. I'm going to Lake Tahoe for work.
Is it before the week before or weekend after?
The week of. So 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th. I'll be
Gotcha.
Dan, my birthday's in July, and he was wanting to do something around that birthday time.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that, too, you old fucker.
Hey, I may be old, but at least I ain't ancient.
Hey, Tweedle, tell him you mentally haven't grown up past 14, so.
No, I'm still like 10.
But as Dallas says, he's freakishly large.
Listen, Dallas almost rode that dog like a horse.
Oh.
What, the Jack Russell?
Yeah.
He could have actually rode that little baby deer.
Yeah. Yep. But yeah, there's a lot of deer all over the place there, along the route and everything. Thank God.
I will say this. Like my number one road to ride, like by far most fun favorite would be the Talon. I really like the Talon. And you can actually, that one there's enough where you can get some speed on it too and lay it in those turns. Instead of going right, left, you got the sweeping turns. So I really like that on the Talon.
And most of that one on the Talon, we were riding it the right direction too. Most of the time we were climbing.
Yeah.
which is so much more enjoyable because you can really dig into that throttle as you're climbing.
Well,
Saturday's ride was awesome, but it was freaking cold because I let somebody talk me into just taking my damn sweatshirt off because it was starting to get hot. And I'm like, nah, I'll take it off at the next stop. No, you better do it now or you're going to be cussing. I'm like, all right. So I take it off and I was cussing because I was freezing.
Until we stopped and everybody put their hoodies on.
That was the first thing everybody did when they got off their bike.
Yep.
Damn
all
right.
the One Lane hoodies came out.
But we was 5,000 feet above sea level there.
Yep.
I don't know if y'all saw the signs as right before we got to the peak.
No, I didn't.
Yep.
Penny, I don't know what I rode, but I survived it. It was all a blur.
I still say she done a great job. Both days, she done really well.
Yep.
So
It was funny.
So did Mike.
I was behind Penny towards the last leg of that. And I could tell she was tired because she started falling behind. So I'm like, all right, this gap needs to be closed. So I'm just going to take off around her at the next convenient spot. Well, there's a convenient spot. I downshift. I take off. Well, Penny decides, oh, crap, Tweedle's it's race time. And she downshifts and takes off too. I'm like, oh, God, I'm going to hit this over 100 miles an hour trying to take this turn. And she finally backed off and let me get up there. And then I kind of got up there. And once I got up there enough to close the gap, she kind of woke back up and got in her second wind and was smacking them turns again like nothing.
Kind of like me, huh, Dan?
Yep.
Dan witnessed it. He thought the bike broke. Nope.
There for a while, I thought you was having bike problems because I shouldn't have been having to try to push you.
Now, were you still riding 2 up with Mel?
Yes.
Yeah.
So sometimes you have to take a break, you know.
No, mentally, my brain shut down.
That's what I'm saying. Sometimes you got to take a break. Like, you know, you're not concentrating. There's so many other things going on.
There's a lot of fatigue on that ride. Yeah. I mean, everybody was tired when we got done.
And I really had to manhandle that bike with that crappy stock suspension.
Yeah. But I'll be honest with you, though, Tweedle, that ride home, when I got home Sunday afternoon, dude, I come in, I went in, took a cold shower, and that was it. I was just done for.
Well, your life flashed before your eyes coming out of that tunnel, so.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Why? What happened coming out of that tunnel?
It's some dick in a Ford truck, man. We come out in one of them tunnels, and I didn't even see him.
Funny thing was, I was the last one out of the tunnel, and I didn't even see him.
Yeah. And, man, if I'd turned my head, I'd probably hit the side of his truck when he come by me. And then just as soon as he come by me, he cut off Sam and Susan.
So he passed you guys in the tunnel?
No, right after we got outside of the tunnel, about
the
70, 80 feet.
Like Sam said, come out of nowhere. I didn't even see him. And he come blowing by me. There's a white blur. And I'm serious. It wasn't that far from my head.
Hey, Nori?
Yeah. Yeah, that sucks, dude, because you don't expect that when you're ripping riding, you know.
Well, see, Dan confronted him, and I could hear Dan exactly what he said when he got up to that window, even in the same accent. And then Dan kind of, like Sam went over, and I'm like, oh, crap, I know what's about to happen. So I got over and got real close to Dan because I knew it was, I thought I knew what was going to happen. Well, Sam ended up getting in front. The car that was in front of him, and then that car went around, and Sam slowed down, and I seen a gap. So I knew that guy was about to try to take off around Sam. So I just downshifted and shot that gap. And when I came around him, Dan said he almost clipped my ass in, but in my mirror, I was clear of him before he came over.
Yeah.
But we matched the same speeds and slowed everybody down. That truck ended up dropping like half a mile back, and wasn't a problem after that.
Yeah.
Of course, that dude's wife, when I looked in the mirror, she was hitting him.
Really?
Yeah, she was. I was like, dang.
The fucking mirror been ripped off the fucking truck because bullshit.
I thought that was actually going to happen. That's why I jumped behind Dan.
Yep.
No, I just got up beside him, give him the old number. You're number one, and then shouted out a few.
No, a mirror should have been taken off.
Well, that's like when we were headed up to the whole thing on Thursday. That dude in the black truck with the red, white, and red, or was it green, white, and red?
Oh yeah. I know which one you're talking about.
It's all off.
Well, that's all right. I tried to run behind Dan to get between two 18-wheelers, and Dan kind of just cruised through there, and it held me up. So I had like a half-inch on one handlebar and a half-inch on another from an 18-wheeler. My butt was puckered like, this is it. I'm dead. That's what I thought in my head. Just hammer the throttle and go. That's all you can do.
Yeah. Yeah, he needed a big dent in the door. He needed a fucking parts ripped off of his truck because I wouldn't have done it.
I don't know. I think if you would have hit that dude's truck, he probably would have just ran you right over in the middle of the road. I think what we did was probably the right thing.
Maybe. That's when you take spark plug chips out of your pocket and you throw them in the fucking windshield and bust his windshield.
Yeah, nuts and bolts would have been a good thing too.
Well, the porcelain from a spark plug will bust any glass.
Mm-hmm.
In a heartbeat. It doesn't matter how you throw it. All you gotta do is throw it up in the air. Done. Glass is gone.
As long as it hits the glass.
Yeah, Rick, you can say that. I was definitely shouting a few choice words at him.
Well, see, once we got in front of him, though, I wouldn't have done it because Dan was still behind him. Dan stayed behind him for a little bit.
Dan was trying to calm his nerves a little bit.
Dan was about to go and slash his tires while he's rolling.
Dan is like, back in my day when I was a child, when we rode pterodactyls, we didn't even do that.
Because I allowed myself to get really, really hot and pissed off really, really fast, and probably didn't need to do what I did, and then I just backed off. So I just need to calm down.
I was laughing when you did that. You went out like this. I was sitting there. I hear you.
That's when you got to come up from behind and surprise the fuck out of him, and then he doesn't know it was you. You know what I mean?
Tiger says ball bearings are good too.
Yeah, I hear ball bearings are good too.
They bounce a lot though. If somebody's behind you that you're riding with, they are.
Yeah, I mean, with Dan being back there cooling off, I wouldn't have wanted to throw nothing because it probably would have hit him too.
Yeah, I did. I just backed off, just calm down.
I think when we matched speeds and was like well below the speed limit, hogging both lanes, he got the point.
Yeah, he did. But dude, like I said, I didn't even see him. I mean, it was just like, damn.
I seen some lights like going left and right in the tunnel, but he was behind me a ways. And when I came out, y'all had slowed down and I had hammered the throttle just to make a lot of noise in the tunnel. So I came out of there pretty quick. And I seen y'all slowed down. I was like, oh crap. So I had to slow down myself. And then that's when the dude came around me.
So you had a pretty eventful ride home.
Well, mine really wasn't that eventful until we stopped for gas on Broadway. And Dan, I don't even think Dan's seen it. Tennessee, usually you have like sweeping turns to get on the interstate, and they're, lines are maybe painted like this. Well, the one we took, they were painted like that, and it was a hard right, and I went over the paint, and when I went to go roll the throttle, the back wheel broke traction and spun sideways on me. The only thing I could do was throw my foot down to keep it up and roll the throttle to get out of it.
Yeah, that's a pucker moment.
I'm just glad that I made it to the gas station.
Yeah, we wouldn't have made it to the Clinton exit with all that traffic.
Nope. Yeah, but I got to get something done with that, man. That fuel economy is horrible when we're riding hard like that. It's killing my fuel. I got 184 miles out of that tank of gas, and it said I was going to be out in 13 miles. I mean, that's the lowest I ever ran it.
Damn.
I won't tell you how much I had left then.
I put 5.4 gallons of gas in, so I had 0.6 of a gallon of gas.
It's called get an M8.
I think I had like 4-point-something gallons left.
Nah, actually,
was what I put in it.
Before I'd done the stage 2 and had that tune put on it, man, it got great mileage. I mean, awesome.
Just come off some money. You can get like a 21, 22 CVO Road Glide, you know.
Well, I was there when his wife told him he could buy a new one in that specific color.
But you can't get a new one in that color. That was Laguna Orange. It has to. They only made that in 20.
That was the new bikes. That wasn't Laguna Orange. That was a brand new 24.
No.
They have one over at Bootlegger.
Tina wasn't with us at Bootlegger.
No, it was at Run to the Hills, and you wasn't there. But they have one in that same color at Bootlegger, or did. I don't know if they still do, but they
she
did.
was talking about Stacy's bike, that Laguna Orange. She said, "Oh yeah, if you could get one in this color."
Yeah, but you was looking at the Tennessee Orange one.
Yeah, that's the Baja Orange,
which is more you anyways.
Yeah,
Throw some white wheels on it, a couple white accents.
Nah, the Baja Orange, in my opinion, it needs black on it somewhere. The engine needs to be blacked out, exhaust needs to be blacked out. It needs to have some type of black striping on it because I love that orange, but it's just too much orange.
Yeah, like a safety car orange.
Dan needs to go all freaking bagger performance, everything, man.
No, Dan had much more than what he's got. Dan would probably do stupid shit and get killed.
You do stupid shit now. You just don't kill yourself.
So Penny wants to know, Dan, are you getting a new bike?
No, I'm not doing a new bike at this particular moment.
Get you in that.
Says you should do it.
Yeah. I'll admit I do like the Milwaukee 8, but look, I like the twin cam too. I just need to take that one and get it tuned. I got to get that tuned.
A wise man once said, "Those are next month's problems."
Yeah, I plan on retiring here in a few more years, so I don't want another.
Then you better get it now. That way, it's paid off for your retirement.
I mean,
So
if you want to,
what does Social Security look like for a guy who's worked 150 years?
Well, probably about the same as it does for somebody that's worked for 6 months.
You got a couple options, Dan. You got a couple options. You got somebody up north, and there's a guy somewhere in Daytona that you could take the bike. So you could get it tuned and throw it on the dyno and just get peak performance and gas mileage. Now,
you also got Dream Rides Tennessee. Too.
Well, I'm gonna correct you on something because peak performance and gas mileage does not go together.
No,
there might be some friends that make the trip with you.
Actually, I've actually seen people that have actually had their bikes tuned and actually made gains in horsepower and torque and fuel economy.
But their gains wasn't like up to what Florida does.
Well, it all
you don't like when you take it all the way up to its max potential, you ain't gaining no gas mileage because you staying in that throttle.
Right.
Well,
but when you're not staying in the throttle, you get better performance because you're not wasting fuel. It doesn't
the best
rich.
Fuel range that mine says it'll get is like 248 miles.
Yeah.
And that's really like doing the speed limit everywhere, and I can't do that.
In normal riding, my range on mine would say about 220 to 230 on a tank. That's my kind of normal riding.
Yeah.
And it done well. Like when we were up there Friday and Saturday when we was doing all those rides, the fuel economy was good. But man, when we hit that interstate and we run like we do, it sucks the fuel.
Yep. Well, my power vision shows my fuel mileage anywhere from like 36 miles per gallon to 41, depending on how you ride, what you're doing, and that's how it goes. But
we took a detour also before we got home.
Yeah, we had they were doing road construction, so a couple of exits before we needed to get off, so we had to hit we hit the breakdown lane for about a mile and got off the interstate, and then
Noggin gets 124.
Yeah. Well, you saw Spaceball. Every 90 miles, I got to stop for gas.
Yeah, but you also have a smaller tank too.
Yeah, 4-gallon tank.
Nori's saying his range says it's 299.
You know what? I don't know how Nori does it because he got 18,000 out of a rear tire. I don't know how he did it because mine didn't survive
because he doesn't do multiple burnouts.
He did the same amount. Actually, he did more of them than I did. So
So, Dan, if you want to get the best dyno numbers, I know a shop where there's some stickers that will get you the highest dyno numbers on your bike.
they use jacks too.
Yep.
The numbers are irregardless to me. I mean, it's that's I'd rather have the tune where it needs to be, and I know it's running rich. I mean,
There's a shop that you get free shop regs with every upgrade.
yeah, only if they're the blue ones. I don't want the red ones. They got to be blue.
And the valve keepers too. You get spare valve keepers. So they just make their way up into the head. Sometimes they get stuck in the oil pump though and crack it. So
It happens.
I'm just tickled to death. Though. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I've got I think about 3,000, 3,500 on that stage 2. And I'm tickled with it, man. I think it runs really.
Well, let me ask you this. How come you can't throw your tuner back on there and run an auto tune session?
That's not as good as getting it to put on a dyno.
No, but it'll take care of some of that richness right now until you do.
I mean, if you really, really want to look at it, you're never in the back, Dan.
Well, it's when we're on those curves and stuff, I do like to dig it a little good.
Yep. And you do it with a tour pack.
And I did. Well, no, I pulled my tour pack off this. Now, when we were riding up on the back of the Dragon.
On the Dragon, you had your tour pack.
Yeah, tour pack was on the back of the Dragon.
Dan also does it with style and grace that only a man of seasoned years that he has can do it.
This shit's getting deep now.
I can say this. I ride with Dan a lot, and neither one of us really used brakes here in any of these turns, but both of us was using brakes all weekend.
Yeah, I did have to get. Well, of course, one of the things there was we were riding with a group, so I mean you're having to use them brakes because you're coming up on that person in front of you a whole lot harder than what you're doing.
Yep.
So yeah,
turns like that. I use trail brake, so I'm on the back brakes a lot just to trail brake through those corners.
Well, I mean, I hadn't had to do that since I got my suspension done. So
that's what you're supposed to do. I mean, that's what helps you cut the corner, and that's what helps you turn. If you look at
you're supposed to not clamp, but barely bump the front brake to compress the front.
Yeah, you're supposed to do a 0, 10, 20% as you dive a corner. I mean, that's how I ride. I literally do not touch a back brake unless I have to have a little more stuff.
Oh man, I don't grab the. I'll tell you what, if you see me grabbing the back brake going into a curve, now going into a curve I might, but if I'm in a curve, if I'm grabbing the back brake, I guarantee you I got the front one locked down too, because something's bad that's happening if I'm doing that.
Yep.
I don't like to use brake at all. I mean, I prefer to downshift and use the transmission.
And that works good. But what I'm talking about is in the corner, you have to sometimes set the bike. And if you just kind of touch
the Penny
and set it,
all right, Penny,
tire down.
And I have used front brake, at times doing that, just trying to load that front end up. But most time I don't have to. Most time I'm doing it with the transmission. And it also depends. Now, if you're going downhill, I mean, if you're at a real steep downhill grade, transmission can only do so much.
Oh, yeah.
So
guys, we've been at this almost 2.5 hours. I'm going to end this live. Thank you all for coming on. Thank you for everybody in the side chat for hanging out with us for almost 2.5 hours tonight. I really appreciate it. Until the next one, I want everybody to live the best life you can. Ride often and ride hard.